What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Yours truly, Kendrick and Lani McKnight. Episode 15, which is crazy to say, Under the Lights with the McKnights. Man, it's been a long time. It's been a
It's been
while.
exactly 1 month.
Exactly. Wow. I guess it's just just life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially for me, like past couple weeks of just like towards the end of the month at my job is kind of hectic, so I don't really be having time to do anything. And then this snow came through and just like ruined plans that we initially had, recording and life, man. You know what I'm
All that
saying?
matters. We back, baby. We
We're
back.
back. We're back
We
for
back.
sure, man. A lot has happened throughout our time off. We're on a schedule, so like, we can't get into every single thing, but most recently, man, the Super Bowl 60 came and went, and Seattle is a two-time Super Bowl champion. Sam Darnold got him one.
Yep. I'm kind of happy, man. I'm kind of happy.
I'm happy for him too, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Former Panther.
Yeah.
Former Panther.
I will root for any former Panther. Look, now I know I said on one of the episodes I wasn't gonna count him. I lied. I lied. Deep down, he when he was with us, he showed flashes that he could be something. But injuries, I think, obviously prevailed, or just kind of held him from doing that. I think him being in Carolina, once again, like I said, like you could just see flashes of like, oh, like this is what we have. But it just didn't work out when being in Carolina, and it didn't help when we had Baker and Cam. So like it was too much going on. So
Yeah, it's all good, man. It happens. But he was in the right system, right time, and he got him one. And so, how do you feel about the game? Because like first half was like very defensive. It was just like and then after halftime and all that, it just started to get a little better, as you can see, offensively.
yeah, I think the goal was to make sure that the Patriots, I think the Seahawks game plan was to milk the clock. So that way, you know, um, they had the time of possession. Uh, they have a really good running back in Kenneth Walker. I'm pretty sure, I'm going to be honest, I think this game would have been a blowout if Sam would have executed on those plays to Jackson Smith and Jigba, and B, if they had Zach Charbonnet. Very underrated running back, very underrated running back duo, if you will. Um, Even in the second half, like the Seahawks defense was just very suffocating. And I know I'm about to sound very biased, but yes, I wanted the 49ers to go all the way only because, CMC. It's only because of CMC. Other than that, I was going to pick the Seahawks. Seahawks or Bears. But when we played the Seahawks, that first half defensive, right? But the second half, it was just like yes, we shot ourselves in the foot, but like they was just like kind of not necessarily clicking on out all cylinders, but the plays that they needed to make, they made them. And I think that like that's just something that they have been doing all season long. So they're just battle tested compared to the Patriots, and yeah, I think that the Seahawks, they just milked the clock. Really executed Kenneth Walker, using Kenneth Walker very well, and yeah, that defense. I With them going to the Super, I couldn't see nobody beating them going to the Super Bowl in the AFC. Maybe the Broncos at most, but nobody else. Not by a long shot.
Yeah, once I saw what they did to us, and what week was that? Week 12, week 13.
I think that was 13 of no. I think that was like week 16. It was late in the season.
Yeah.
because we had Buccaneers. I think we had Buccaneers, Seahawks, and Buccaneers again. I think it
Mm.
was something like that. So it might have
Yeah.
been like week 17.
Yeah. I remember it was late, and so like once I saw what they did to us, man, like I knew they were a team to like not mess with defensively, and obviously with the weapon of Kenneth Walker. Um, I was hoping for Chicago, mostly because of you hyping them up all season, and uh, you know, and then them actually, winning some games. And I think for me, my pick for them just like was stamped based off what they did to Green Bay. It's like, okay, they might go all the way, but
I do think I think it was one episode where you asked me, you was like, so you don't think the Seahawks are going to make it? And I was like, no. I don't know if it was the Rams or Seahawks, but it was one of those two. And I was like, no, they're not going to make it.
mhm,
But I guess that was because I really didn't believe in Sam to like execute. That was literally the only reason why I was just unsure about Sam. If he can play, if he can hold himself to one or less turnovers, then they win the game. But if it's two or more, oh Lord, look out.
yeah, definitely, man. So on the other side, there's always a loser in the Super Bowl. Did you think not Green Bay, but New England even had a chance in this game?
No, because the way they struggled against the Broncos, a backup quarterback, man, 10-7, and
Yeah,
then like just really thinking about the matchups that they had. Like they had us. Yes, they blew us out 13-42, but like what was that, week 3, week 4 maybe? Like we didn't even have we we didn't have anything established.
yeah,
Like we were still the Panthers from last year, you know what I mean? So um and then looking at their schedule too, I was like, yeah, they kind of had some games that are, suspect. But yeah, no, I didn't believe in them. It just kind of reminded me the way the like trajectory is for Drake May, it just reminds me too much of Joe Burrow, the way his career started. They both, I think, only won 4 games their first year. Second year, they go into the Super Bowl, but they lose. I mean, it looks very similar, but yeah, nah, not they didn't have against that defense. No, not a chance.
yeah, definitely. And where do you see them next season? Do you see them back into playoff contention and possibly run it back, or and also like what does this mean for Drake May? Second year man going into the Super Bowl and going into his junior season.
Um, Now he has higher expectations to do something and to be something. Especially with the defense like that. Um, it really just depends on what they do offensively. Offensively, they're just not consistent enough. Stephon Diggs, he's just not his prime anymore. It's not the Stephon Diggs we know. No disrespect, but um, um, yeah, they need to draft a receiver or do a big signing for a receiver. They do have a solid running back core, but yeah, I mean, I see them going to the playoffs as far as like I think the furthest they'll go next year, maybe the AFC Championship. But if I'm being honest, like I just think it's now like I don't know. I think they'll win like 10 games next year, and then be in a wild card. And I don't really have much. I don't like the Patriots, and that's not. But what I'm saying isn't because I'm biased, but it's just because of what I've, seen and history kind of repeating itself. I really like just his way of like his trajectory and things like that. I think he will be literally a spitting image of Joe Burrow. I think they'll go to the playoffs next year, but then after that, it'll just like kind of slowly start to you know,
Down, yeah.
yeah.
I feel like I'm always biased towards anybody that's a Tar Heel, and so um, hopeful and like just prayerfully like he has like a same season as this season. You know what I'm saying? Like in that MVP talks and carrying the weight of that shadow of Tom Brady and that Bill Belichick era. Um, that's not an easy task for anyone, especially a young quarterback like that.
Yeah.
But he's doing it well. I feel like even though, like you said, their schedule this year was kind of a cakewalk in a sense. Then they got lucky in the playoffs. Justin Herbert wasn't like that for real. Um, me personally. Um, then of course, like you said, the Broncos and all that. So uh, yeah, I feel like they're gonna come back next season and feel like they have a point to prove and try to get things going again. It's my opinion anyway.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That I think they'll be okay, but I don't think that. I think it'll be a while before they can get back to the Super Bowl, especially you know when Pat Mahomes come back. Like it was wide open this year. It was wide open this year.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, man. I still feel like this was like Josh's like only chance.
1,000%.
That was his only chance,
He's
honestly.
not going. He's not going.
With no Joe Burrow, no Lamar, no Pat, and you still don't go. At
He's not going.
least he got that MVP. But man, like I know this is like mostly sports based, content, but we got to talk about it, man. The halftime show, bro. Um, Me personally, like I absolutely loved it. You know what I mean? Like I've always been a fan of Bad Bunny. You know what I'm saying? Like he was one of those artists where like obviously I didn't know who he was until he had a song with Drake. Like that's my guy. So like whoever he's featured with, like I listen. But like Bad Bunny for me was one of those artists where he was on a song with Drake, but I actually continue to listen afterwards. There's not many artists that I do. I just listen to that song with him and Drake, and then that's it. But like I've always been a fan of the Latin culture. Who's blowing you up, King? Oh, okay. Um, but yeah, like I've always been a fan of the Latin culture. You know what I'm saying? Like I was kind of like exposed to it, young because like playing soccer, like you're around Mexicans and Puerto Ricans and all that stuff. Like I've always been around that, and and you know me, like I'm very multicultural. Like I like women, all types of different, cultures and all that. So like I don't just stick with one ethnicity, or race, excuse me. And so yeah, man, I've always enjoyed the music, even though I don't know what they're saying. Like it's just a vibe for me. Um, and so I had seen what you had posted about it on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? What was your thoughts initially when he was announced to be the headliner, and then the actual performance in itself, and just like the message and yeah,
So when I found out he was the performer, I was like, okay, not bad. And I was like, I only know one song from Bad Bunny, maybe two or three, and it's only because of 2K.
yeah,
But yeah, I first heard of Bad Bunny, I think like 2018. He has
yeah.
a song with Cardi B. I like it like that. And I was like, oh, okay. So like I'm a little bit familiar with him. Then, WWE, obviously, when he had a match with Damian Priest. Um, I was like, oh, so like to put a name to a face, it was kind of interesting to see. Then, um, I think, yeah, I just kind of slowly. It felt like each year I kept hearing a new song from him, but not even recognizing it was him. But during the halftime show, dude, I actually, bro, this is about to sound crazy, bro. I was a little funky, dog. So I had to go to, bro, I needed to take a shower. I needed to take a shower. So during the halftime performance, like I could listen, like I was listening to the music, um, but like I wasn't watching. So, I literally got out the shower, cleaned myself up and stuff. And like I could kind of see the TV from where I was. And, I was just asking my pre-wife, like, oh, like,
You're what?
my pre-wife, my fiance.
Oh,
Like how was the show? She was just like, I didn't understand any words, but it was cool. Like the visuals were really cool. It was just like a vibe or whatever. So then, I mean, and honestly, like usually I do watch like halftime performances like the day after to see if I missed anything.
yeah.
Um, so I ended up watching it the next day, and boy, that was beautiful. It Everything was put together beautifully, and I messaged my fiance. I was like, man, like this was dope, and I kept replaying a certain part, man. It was the wedding part, dog.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
what, my eyes was sweating, dog. My eyes was a little watery. I don't know why, but like, you know what I'm saying? So I kept replaying that part because I was like, man, that's beautiful to see, man. And for him to invite us into his world, like, and just paying attention to the little things, like, the little grocery store saying we accept EBT and things like that. I was just like, man, like it was just nice to get an inside view of who I think his name is Antonio. I think of who Antonio is. So, when people, were saying, just nasty things about the Bad Bunny halftime performance or just like nothing positive to say. Like, honestly, I think you could keep that to yourself. And a lot of people, oh, well, freedom of speech and, I have my own opinions. That's cool. But like, I don't know. Like, discussions like that I don't like because it's just like, yeah, like what does it say about you? You're so upset about something that you can't comprehend, or like because it is a different language, obviously, but like just appreciating it for what it is. Like, why is that just hard to accept? Is it because it's something you're not comfortable with? Is it because of like I don't know. I don't know other people's views, but that's why I made that post. Like, that's why I made the post. And some people did reach out. Some people did reach out. And there were productive conversations, but like my thing was, you say you're X, Y, and Z, but then you're treating this performance in this person like X, Y, and Z, like A, B, and C. It doesn't add up. So, I just felt like that wasn't for me. I felt like that wasn't right to do, to bash somebody because it's something that you're just either uncomfortable with or you just don't know about. So,
Yeah, that's pretty ignorant to just like trash something just because you don't know about it, or just like not wanting to have an understanding of something. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, Maybe it was bad to you, but like literally for an entire country, it was just. beautiful.
Heartwarming, man. Yeah, like huge. And
Yeah.
like the thing is, like the NFL is expanding, it's growing, man. Like they're trying to take this thing globally.
Yeah.
Like next year, there are 9 like international games. That is a lot.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know that's my piece, man. You know, I just want this world to be a better place. So it starts with little things like that.
Yeah. Acceptance and welcoming, becoming like more welcoming to something new, something just feel like better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen like all the like shorts and clips of like people watching it. Like it was just, it was amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Um,
I, yeah, like you know, you don't have to like something or agree with something. Like you can keep it respectful. I think that's my thing. You can keep it respectful, but you don't have like just because you disagree with something doesn't mean you have to disrespect it.
yeah,
That was my point, really. That was really my point.
yeah, for sure. And if it's the roles are reversed, you will want somebody to respect what you got going on and everything that represents you. So, you know, this goes back to, I remember back at Chawana, of all places. I forgot the teacher's name in the actual course, but like right before our final exam, she was just like, "Be the change that you want to see in the world."
Mm.
And like to this very day, like I still carry that with me, and like just continue to just be unique and be different, and like be a be a change that you want to, people's lives, and not afraid to stand out there. And I feel like that's what he did, standing up for his country and being that guy that spread his country out to the world, um and just be a difference. You know what I mean? Like we're together, you know what I mean, regardless of our backgrounds or where we come from and all that. Like we're all human, we're all God's children, and just trying to just want to be happy and have freedom. You know what I mean? So, but, certain people don't rock with that.
Yeah.
So it's all good. It is all good, man. But um, a recent trade deadline occurred. Certain somebody kept telling me, "Oh, they're going to trade Kobe White."
I'm letting you know now. I'm editing this clip and I'm dropping our message thread.
Cool. I was like, no way, bro. Like Kobe White has been here for a hot minute. Him and Josh Giddey are like the future backcourt. Like we're good, bro. Like I'm not really tripping. So we trade Vooch to Boston, I believe. We got back Simons. So I'm like, okay, that's another guard. I forgot who we traded away, but we got Jaden Ivey from Detroit, and who was the other person?
Was it Rob Dillingham? I think I got Rob Dillingham.
I remember getting him, but he was in Detroit.
Oh no, he was in Minnesota.
What do you do? I remember Jaden Ivey, but anyway, another guard. So I'm just like, why are we getting all these on guards, bro? And then like maybe like me and you would have a discussion about like, I'm good. We're not going to do anything. Literally the next day, Chicago Bulls sends Kobe White to Charlotte Hornets, bro. I'm like, wow. Wow. Okay.
In your face, boy. I told you, bro. You didn't want to believe me, bro. You didn't want to believe me. I told you. Bro, I tried so hard. I tried to tell you, Kendrick. Look, I get it. You're a Kobe lover, bro. Both of them. You know what I'm saying? But like, after that first trade, I was like, that first trade, I was like, oh, somebody's getting up out of here, and I think it's Kobe because I'm like, okay, why are you getting another guard? Like, why the need for 3 guards? And then I started thinking about his contract. What, 12 million this year?
Something like that.
And I was like, oh yeah, he's a very valuable, like he's a great trade asset. And I was like, man, at first, my first thought was the Hornets, but I was like, oh no, Colin Sexton, he ain't playing too bad. But, you know, he makes 18.49 million. I was like, maybe, but probably not, since we're already guard heavy. So I didn't think we would trade for him. But then what confirmed it for me was, hey, don't look like that, man. Don't look like that. What confirmed it for me was when y'all traded for Anthony. I was like, oh yeah, they're getting rid of Kobe, bro, because there is no way they're trading for these guards and don't get rid of Kobe White. And it's really because of the contract that Kobe has. $12 million, man. And he's a bucket getter too. I was like, oh yeah, there's no way. So, you know, I sure did message you. I was like, boy, you're going to be upset when you find out who he got traded to. Oh, joy to my heart. Hey, here's the bright side, Kendrick, for you. You want to know what the bright side is?
What?
There is none. Well, okay, I'll say this. You do got Colin Sexton. And y'all do a lot of second-round picks.
What does that mean?
Bro, come on, man. Don't do that.
Bro.
Y'all got a lot of tradable assets, man. Y'all be all right.
Did everybody, bro? Traded AO, traded Vooch, traded Kobe. All we got is Josh, bro.
Bro, y'all got second-round picks, bro. Bro, second-round picks go a long way. Look, Nikola Jokic, Draymond Green, Bronny James. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. Hey, man, look, don't be mad at me. Fire the GM.
Nah, for real. But, I mean, another couple years rebuilding. Lottery picks.
Hey, me personally, I wouldn't have done that only because of the fact that y'all are in a like play-in spot. I think that was probably. I was like, I don't know. That was my only thing. I was like, I probably wouldn't have did that, but what do I know? Look, y'all got the Gittler, man. Y'all got the Gittler.
He can't do it by himself.
It's enough for this year.
No, man. But on the other side of it, man, like Charlotte has been really like balling for real. Even though you guys' win streak ended, but like throughout that run, it was just like amazing to see. And can we also talk about the Brawl?
Sure.
Madison Palace Part 2.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Okay. Talk about the win streak first, then.
Man, I've never seen this win streak before. I was born, but not old enough to remember, obviously. Yeah. But
I think the last one I seen that you guys were on that type of run was like back in like what 99, 98.
I was getting ready to turn 1. I was getting ready to turn 1, dog. But yeah, man, like just the grit, the grind, man. Because last year we were in close games like this, but could not finish. So it's just great to see the confidence like go through the roof. And like a lot of people really don't understand how important it is to have a healthy roster. Like what used to bother me so much was when people be like, "Oh, LaMelo's not a winning player," but think about the first couple of years who we actually had to actually support him.
Yeah.
I mean, besides Miles, we didn't. PJ, he was okay, you know, but like the team that we have now is like, man, like it just fits very well. The importance of like not having any players injured. So having a Grant Williams back, having a healthy Josh Green, it gives LaMelo time to like really rest. It gives Brandon a little bit more time to rest. Shoot, Trey Man, even though he's been in a slump, but still like we have some type of rotation to rely on. And I think the good problem that we have is no one really stands out as like the star, if you know what I mean. Obviously, it is LaMelo, but like when you look at the box score of things, it's like you can't really tell because everything is like literally so even. But if one is struggling, like for instance, like Amelo could have 11 points, right? 11.6 rebounds, 7 assists. But Khan could have a cool 18 or 19, and then Brandon have a cool 22, and then Moose could have a good 8 or 10, and then Miles have a good 14 or 16. Like the way it's just evenly across the board. Like, that's what helps us with this win streak. And like I said, just being injury free. Man, it feels good, man. Just being unbeatable for 9 games. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I I kept feeling the pressure like more and more each time we won. Like the Hawks game, I was nervous. I'm like, but we pulled through. And then when I seen we had the Pistons, I was like, oh man. I was like, this is gonna be tough. And then Jalen Green just came back from an injury. I was like, no. I was like, because the Pistons are a good team. They're gritty. They're very physical. So, I was just like, okay, here we go. So I'm watching the game. Really good first quarter. Excellent first quarter. We were winning the first quarter. Second quarter, they came back. So I was like, this is a game of runs. Third quarter, they started getting away with it. They got the momentum. I think we're down by like 12. And then next thing you know, I see an elbow from I don't know if it was from Moose or Jalen, and I was like, like it's starting to amp up a little bit. Starting to amp up. They between Jalen and Moose, they got a little physical. Then they brought the ball back down. Jalen, trying to little man Moose, and they called a foul. And I was like, okay. So then they headbutt each other like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, Moose, yeah. Next thing you know, I see that hand go like that. I'm like I was sitting there shocked. I'm like, what is going on? And then, I'm seeing Jalen back up. But then I see Miles like, going like kind of around the corner. Not around the corner, but just kind of, he trying to set up a lick. You know what I'm saying? He trying to set Jalen up. So then he tried to set Jalen up. And then he swung on him. Well, it really didn't show Miles swinging. The camera didn't show Miles swinging. But then all I see is Isaiah just hauling, like just running, and I was like, who is that running? And sure enough, I just see Miles like duck and try to pick up Isaiah Stewart, and I was like, oh, like this done got bad. So then watching the actual replay of everything, yeah, I wish somebody would put their hand in my face like that. I gotta get you, bro. I have to get you.
You're done.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Miles, defending his teammate, like, hey, bro, like, you know, and Moose had every right to, feel the way he felt. You know what I'm saying? But I also understand Beef Stew or Isaiah Stewart reasoning for coming to, you know, um, defend his teammate because Mal, like that wasn't Mal's problem. That was between Moose and Jalen. So when Miles interfered, it's like, all right, now I got to come get you. So I do think that's fair, but I lost respect for Jalen Duran. You don't do that to anybody.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to do that, stand on it. And then for you to back all the way up, like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. It made Moose look weak. It made him look weak, knowing that he's not. But to do that to another man, dog, like you got to be ready to. I promise, I'm gonna get you, dog. I'm gonna get you. You mush my face like that, we gonna have some problems. But I lost respect for Jalen. Doing that to another grown man, like, and then backing all the way up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's cool, man. So I hope we make the play in, and I hope we win or if we make the playoffs, or when we make the playoffs, I hope we get the Pistons. I want it all. I
and,
want it all.
they number one right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you might as well get that.
I hope on purpose I hope we get number 8. I hope we get number 8. I'm telling you, bro. Like, I think, and if I'm being honest, I think that the Panthers and Charlotte, that we're too parallel. We're too similar to one another. Like, because of like, okay, the Panthers this year, like, finally got the ball rolling. The Hornets this year, we finally got the ball rolling. The last time we went to the playoffs, the last time the Hornets went to the playoffs was 2016. All right. The last time the Panthers made it to the playoffs was 2016-2017 season. How is that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too many parallel, like,
Yeah.
then you have Bryce Young and then you got LaMelo Ball. Or you can go Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball because they're both from Alabama and they got drafted the same year. Or I think a year apart. Something like that. But yeah, so you know what I mean? Like, it's too many parallels with that. But I'm proud of my Hornets. It was nice to see. It was nice to see the city. Like, I've never seen the game that packed again for a Pistons game. Like, it was packed in there. So it just goes to show that, like, the city is now really starting to, like, buy into what the Hornets organization is building. So I gotta give me a ticket soon, dog. You know what I'm saying? Gotta give me another ticket.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I gotta get courtside too. I was way too close last time.
So, like, who you going to see though?
Oh, I'm gonna go see a sorry team, so the tickets are cheaper.
Or the Jazz?
Hey, thank you. I might go to the Bulls game. I might go to the Bulls game. Oh, I might go to the Bulls game, man.
The Bulls game, man. Yeah. But at least your team is doing pretty good right now, and has playoff hopes for sure. And adding Kobe White into that mix, you guys are going to be like.
So I think it was a fair trade. I thought it was like an even trade, but Kobe, he's just the better, like, he's more clutch. And he just facilitates the ball a little bit better. Where Colin, he's just the energizer bunny. Like, he has that energy, but it's almost like, ooh, like, we got to find a way to tame it a little bit, like, control it a little bit more. That was my only thing with Colin. But, like, yeah. Colin, so watching Colin, I'm not going to lie, he came through for us a lot in that 9-game winning streak, especially against the Spurs. So I appreciate Colin for his service, but Kobe, hey, boy, know what I'm saying, dog. Yeah.
Going back home.
Back home.
Back home. Hell yeah.
He from your city, right? He from your city? From your city?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, in your opinion, before we get off NBA, what do you think is like? We talked about the Kobe White trade, but like, who do you think has the most impactful trade? That's like for sure is going to help them in the long run, especially playoff situations and all that.
Oh man, dude, I've been going back and forth about this, dog.
Like for me, I'm gonna be honest. Like people kind of shitted on it a little bit, but like Porzingis out there in Golden State can help them in the long run for sure. Having that help, down low, getting those offensive rebounds and uh, putbacks and all that stuff. Because Draymond is towards the end, in my opinion, and having a guy to help him and stuff as well, especially now with Jimmy being out for the rest of the season now. So like having that other big star and that can shoot as well. Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, I'm not gonna lie. I think the Thunder robbed, bro. The Thunder
Yeah.
are finessers, dog. Like they are scammers, dog. The fact that they got Jared McCain, I was like, oh my gosh. So they, now they have. Bro, I was like,
They've been
getting away with this.
They've been scheming since they got rid of PG.
Yes, bro. I've been telling. I'm like, bro, like they cannot keep getting away with this, dog. Like, but with them signing, with them or trading for Jared, I was just like, okay. So Jared being on a rookie scale contract, that means that they're going to either extend Chet. They probably will Chet and Williams, so that way they won't have to sacrifice any of their assets. Because who did they trade to get them? I don't remember.
Mm. I don't know, man. Let me see.
Dang. I don't remember who they traded or what they traded to get Jared. I know they didn't trade a first round for him. I don't think they did. But I'm not gonna lie. I think for long run purposes, I think that the Clippers want to trade. And I said, yeah, bro. So okay, so they got Darius Garland, right? They got Darius Garland. The Pacers traded I think they traded 2 of their first round picks to get Zubac.
Mm-hmm.
And the pick that they traded this year's pick.
Bro.
And
they only traded a first round pick and like 3 second rounds for Jared McCain.
Highway robbery, dog. Because they still have 3. I think they have 3 first round draft picks this year.
Yeah.
So back to what I was saying. I think the Clippers. I think I'll say that they won the trade if they get the lottery pick this year because they have the Pacers pick. But if they get in between that 5 through 9 pick, they won, and they robbed the Pacers 1,000. And that's why I say for long run, they depending on what pick they are, they win, especially because they lose a James Harden. So we've seen how like last year, we've seen how last year, the Lakers lost Luka. They ended up getting the #1 pick. And they made the playoffs. It could be the same thing this year, The Clippers lose James Harden. They lose James Harden.
And then they trade Zubac?
Yeah. and they could have a top 5 pick because of the Pacers trading that pick. And this draft class is loaded. You can't go wrong with the first 7 picks. You cannot go wrong whatsoever. So if they're in that top 8, then the Clippers have most definitely won this trade.
That's if.
Yeah, if. But it's the Pacers pick.
It is.
The Pacers pick. And the Pacers only won like 14 games. Exactly. So they're for sure a lottery pick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, I think it's the Clippers, man. I think it's the Clippers.
Okay.
It's between Clippers and Jazz. Jazz got a lot of picks too.
And DJ.
Yeah, the Jazz they're getting ready to take off. I think they're getting ready to take off.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So those were, our pieces on the trade deadline. We're slowly approaching the All-Star break. And real quick on that, like, how do you feel about All-Star break nowadays? The festivities, it just doesn't hit the same.
Nah, I feel, even with the Pro Bowl too, like it just feels watered down. It feels less than now. Like I didn't even know that they were having the Pro Bowl stuff like on a Tuesday and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? I was just like, what?
Yeah,
that's going on. So, yeah, there's nothing to look forward to anymore, if I'm being honest. And even like with this, the way they're treating the All-Star game with the new format, technically new format because they tried it last year, but what's the reason? Like, what's the reason behind it?
Yeah.
And then another thing too, like, what's up with all these injuries going on, man? Like these injuries just keep happening, and it's like,
yeah,
I feel like it's progressively getting worse. And
yeah, Steph is out, SGA's out. Bron just barely got in.
You said Steph, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Steph is out. Brandon Ingram is replaced him. I forgot who was replacing SGA. I think it's was it Sengun? Yeah. I mean, it's okay. I'm gonna still watch because I'm a fan, but I don't know. Like the dunk contest, this is like it's not it.
Yeah, I'm not watching. Like, I'll watch the 3-point contest because K2 in it, so I'll watch that.
Who?
Hey man, Colin Kneppel.
Oh yeah.
I hope you wasn't trying to be funny.
No, I wasn't.
All right.
I don't know who you're talking about for real. But like the last great dunk contest for me was like the Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine. I feel like they set the bar extremely high to the point where you can't match that.
And it was literally like a dunk off. Mm-hmm. Like the first one was insane. Like that. Yeah, that would like I just knew Aaron Gordon was going to win. But then when LaVine pulled out that half court windmill, I was like, oh well. I wanted Aaron Gordon to win though, because that was a lot of that took a lot of creativity for them to go back and forth the way they did too. I was like, man, great showdown. But I'll say, the Mac McClung, that wasn't bad. Mac McClung, being part of it, but he was the only one like actually trying to do something. So I do appreciate that. But Yeah, other than that, nada.
Yeah, we're good over here, man. But last but not least, man, we're on the road to WrestleMania, bro. WrestleMania Vegas, running it back this year in Vegas again. And we got the confirmation. It's going to be the main event, night two. CM Punk going back to back main events against 2026 Royal Rumble winner Roman Reigns, which I predicted, by the way. I just want to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling about it? Just like they're crazy back and forth. I think last week, right?
Yeah, last Monday. Yeah.
Monday. Yeah, I feel like this story is it's cooking. It's cooking.
Yeah. Excellent promo. I picked you because I hate you. Like, it's like, man, Roman's funny, man. I thought that was a phenomenal promo. I thought it really set the tone into what we may see in WrestleMania. I do think this will be I think it'll be a great match, actually. I think this is going to be a really, really good match. Because they both work hard in the ring and they're both excellent entertainers, both great on the mic. And like in some way, shape, or form, like their history just goes back and people kind of like forget. All right. Especially because of the hiatus that CM Punk took. So I'm intrigued to, see how that'll play out, especially, what happened last year in the Royal Rumble with Seth, Punk, and Roman, right? So like, will Seth come and screw it up? Like, just, all these things. Like the storytelling is just hard to really predict right now. If I am being honest, not saying it'll happen. I'm not saying it'll happen. But if I'm being honest, I think I want Punk to win. I do like Roman. Don't get me wrong. I do.
Yeah.
But I just think, I don't know. Like for some reason, I just think that it will add more fuel to the fire. And like, I don't know. I really just do like this storyline. And I know we have until like April to like figure it out, but I think Punk should hold it just a little bit longer after WrestleMania. Maybe like Backlash or like I was about to say Great American Bash. Oh my gosh. Um he'll most definitely lose it before SummerSlam. That's a guarantee.
Before or at the show?
Probably one of the two, but he's not holding it after SummerSlam. He's not holding it after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But I can't really explain it right now, but I just think Punk, should hold on to it just a little bit longer than I guess expected because he's going up against Roman Reigns. Just to show Roman like, hey, like, you may be you may have been champ for 4 years, right? You may have been X, Y, and Z, but I'm gonna show you why I am the best in the world. You know what I mean? So, and then for him to have AJ back too, or like for AJ to return again, you just don't know where this is gonna go, man.
Yeah.
Like, and I think if Punk beats Roman in some way, shape, or form, the Shield is going to come back. That's my. Or if it's not the Shield, it's most definitely Seth and Roman, because we seen it last year where they were about to for that split second. They were about to for that split second, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and I kind of wonder if that was a teaser for this one. Maybe I'm digging too deep. I don't know, but
We'll see, man. We never know what Triple H is cooking. But I agree with you. I feel like at the current moment, anyway, that Punk should retain. Because like if you remember, like he chose Punk for what? For his hatred for him, the just the all the stuff that his words put him through. You know what I'm saying? That whole era of like Roman being booed constantly, all because of Punk's pipe bomb on the guy's podcast and all that stuff, and this hiatus of his, and it wasn't even censored around the title at all. While Punk is trying to be like a fighting champion, like he said, and I just think it's like crazy that within a 3-4 year span, he's having one-on-one matches against former Shield guys, and he has beaten Moxley / Ambrose. He has beaten Rollins, so now he has this opportunity to beat Reigns, and so I feel like he's going to do it. I feel like he's going to do it, and Roman Reigns suffered his third straight Mania loss, which is like insane to say, from 40 to where we are now, going into 42. But like you said, I'm loving the story. I feel like Seth is going to play a part in some kind of way or fashion because he's so linked to both of those guys. And still to this day, we still need that, not final showdown, but just that elite showdown between Roman and Seth, one-on-one.
yeah.
At the shows at WrestleMania. So like maybe they do that at 43. I don't know, but within this story with him and Punk, it's like, yeah, I think this is going to be definitely better than Cena Cody last year, just based off paper and the story. Again, that's not like a slouch to those two because they're both like amazing, but I'm really digging this story. Just it's based off of just like pure, just like hatred and wrestling and wanting to outbest the other, and it just happens to be a championship involved. So I'm digging it. I'm loving it. You know what I mean? And so definitely the right match to send off. WrestleMania 42. But like it's a total difference in the WWE Championship picture right now because like Drew has enemies everywhere. You talk about Cody, you talk about Randy, Jacob, Sammy, LA Knight to a certain extent. So like, which way do you feel like the company should go with that? Should it just be him and Cody again? Which I think that would be like horrible because we've seen that literally all the time. Not to say Cody shouldn't be involved. It should be like a triple threat, fatal four way, something like that. But like, in your opinion, who should be in that main event picture for night one? It's hard, huh?
It's hard because of the roster on SmackDown.
Then you add in Trick. I mean, it's kind of tricky. No pun.
I really wanted to say LA Knight. I really wanted to. For some reason, I have an odd feeling they're going to do Sami Zayn.
Gonna run it back with him and Drew. 1-on-1.
everybody's been pushing for Sammy to, get this championship, and I just think this is the only time. I'm not a fan of it.
We're not a fan of Sammy?
I'm not a fan of the idea. So here's my thing. I feel like a lot of people. How can I say this is hard for what I'm about to say? Because I think so Sammy has put in the work. Sammy has done these things, right?
Yeah.
Him carrying the world title. I don't see that. It's hard for me to envision. I just think he's and it's no disrespect, an elite mid card. It's almost like Jey Uso.
Damn.
I hate to say that, but that's just kind of how I feel when I see Sammy. So when I see Sami Zayn, he's great in ring. And I'm not saying he has to be like a Drew, a Roman, or things like that. But like there's a reason why Kevin KO has gotten more opportunities than Sammy. I'm just saying. Like his push, I don't think it would be all of that for for the championship. That's just me. It's no disrespect to him. I mean, if he wins, that's great. But he won't keep it for long. I'll tell you that much. Those are just my thoughts.
I got you. Yeah, it's a tough call. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many players in the mix. I feel like at the most, I see at least a triple threat with Drew, Cody, and maybe Randy in there, or Jacob.
I'm tripping. How did I forget? I forgot it was the main event. I'm sorry. So I see why you said that. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see a fatal 4-way, but
yeah, definitely, man. It's just a story of it. You know what I mean? Randy has beef. Cody obviously has beef. You know what I'm saying? Jacob just came back and he has his nose in everybody's business. So it just made sense. And just Drew being the cowardly heel and tagging people behind, and you know what I mean. I think that would be a good move. You know what I'm saying? Because if they do just one of them, what do they do with the others? It's just what story can you tell with that? And
so I will say this. I think if Randy is going here's my hot take. Randy's winning his 15th this year. And it's either going to be at WrestleMania if he faces Drew, or at SummerSlam. It's one or the other. But he's winning that 15th. It's been a hot minute.
as a face or a heel?
Face. Is this where Cody turns heel? Now let me stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna get King mad.
Yeah, you're gonna get him riled up, you know.
Yeah, I ain't. Let me stop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Randy wins 15 this year. I do have a question. Do you think and I don't want to really use the word like deserve or earn, but like, do you think they should pump the brakes on Cody for right now as far as winning the championship?
Yeah,
Like, oh, okay.
yeah, for sure. He just got it. I mean, he just got it off of him. Um, and it would just make Drew look weak as a transitional. Um, I feel like Cody is in that. I hate to say this, but like he's in that status where like not like Cena level or like a
But he
Raw,
doesn't need to do anything else to prove himself.
right? Like he's finished his story. He's done this. He's done that. He's had bigger matches, and he's pretty much cemented his position on screen with the audience. So like having him in this situation and that situation, it elevates because it's Cody Rhodes, right? And so he doesn't really need the title right now. I feel like a character change is possible, but right now Drew needs this moment. He deserves this moment. Um, and so I don't see it at all anytime soon right now. Cody getting it back. Um, Even though both his reigns wasn't like that for real,
Yeah,
in my opinion. Banger matches here and there, but like the reign itself, it was just okay.
yeah.
But you know, but right now to answer your question, no. So that's all you got.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's all I have for you. You know, we came, we went, and now we're closing the lights.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, this has been you guys, episode 15 of Under the Lights with Midnights. Lonnie, how you feel, man?
Man, I feel good, dog. New year. I shaved the beard. So it's growing back nicely. I keep getting called a firefighter or a police officer, but that's okay. It's kind of cool hearing it, but I feel good, man. My Hornets winning. Um,
It just
you
lost.
know, I ain't got much to complain about, dog. Life is good though. Life is good. Family's good. Yeah, man. Just getting ready for the next season. What about you, man? How you feeling?
Pretty good, man. Still doing my videos, my stuff. Um, after the Super Bowl, I mean, like internship is pretty much over with Fan Feed.
Mm,
So that sucks, right?
yeah,
It was a great time with them. Like honestly, since graduation, from college and everything, that's my time with them has been, career wise, best thing that I've had. You know what I'm saying? Writing about the Panthers out of all teams, my favorite team, and talking about them on podcasts. Like that's dope. Put my
yeah,
face out there, put my name out there. Cool opportunity. I loved it. Connecting with the guys and everything, and so pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. And again, like I said, just doing my own stuff as well, being consistent with that, and yeah, just living life. You know, maintaining everything best way I can. Um, I'm not looking forward to just the upcoming holiday though. I don't have a. You do, so that's great.
Yeah, it's all right. The day itself is cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know. In today's economy, it's hard to do things.
Yeah. It's very expensive, Women are expensive.
All right. And thank you guys for joining.
All right, man.